Savage battle.
Hey guys, I'm ClintFlairWoo. Welcome back to another Division 2 build video, and today I'm going to bring you a PvP build. This is my Firestarter build for Conflict and the Dark Zone if you so wish. This build is exceptionally strong that will give you another 45% damage. This is a really strong build for Conflict, 4 on 4, and again a very good crowd control build that will make sure that you are an important cog in your team. Let's take a look. Okay guys, first as you can see I'm rolling with the Survivalist Specialisation, which is key to this particular build I'm showing you today, because of the healing attributes and what the build does offer given the assault rifle damage bonuses as well. But we'll start with the gear, and I'm rolling with, as you can see, 3-piece ongoing directive. Why is that? That's because of the third set bonus, which is 25% burn damage. I'm also getting 20% weapon handling, which is a combination of stability and accuracy and holstering, all amalgamated into one, which is a good talent to have on any build. Weapon handling is a go-to talent. Ongoing directive, I've pushed out a video a few days back regarding this kind of build in PvE, but more so based on crowd control, and it works very, very well. So what I've done, I've tweaked it, I've twisted it, and I've put it a little special build out there for you, which is for PvP, and again against fighting enemies, taking players down. This is good to really troll players because of the talents and attributes on the build. But let's talk about the first piece, which is the mask. Okay, as you see, I'm rolling with 3-piece ongoing directive, so I'll get the bonuses for weapon handling and burn damage, which is integral to the build. Burn damage is always spot on, so make sure you have this 3-piece equipped. And in terms of the talents, skill power, again, which is key. Critical hit chance, because I do want to do some damage as well. Skill power as the utility mod slot with grenade damage and some increased kill XP, which is irrelevant really because this is for PvP. I would like but more burn damage on there, but I've got to use what I've got, and this is a decent mod to use because of the grenade damage of 2% as well. And the chest piece, again, is an ongoing directive chest piece, so it's going to give me a big chunk of skill power, 551, a little bit more critical hit chance, 3.5%, and more grenade damage of 12%. So you can see where I'm going with this now. Skill power 105, and I've got explosive damage as well. Skill power 109, which is Firefly skill power and turret skill power. Not perfect in all honesty, however I'm trying to utilise as much skill power as possible to activate my mods. The defensive mod slot is bonus armor and a total armor, which is really good purple mod to use because of these bonuses, especially the total armor that bumps me up to 215 total armor. And then we'll look at the holster. It is a Fenris Group AB holster, which gives me the extra 10% assault rifle damage, which again is key. Critical hit chance, again I'm trying to stack as much damage and critical chance as possible, because I do want to do damage with this build. It's not just for control, it's for damage as well. 7% cooldown reduction, so that means I get my skills back quicker. And devastating 5% weapon damage as well, which is a really good talent to use in PvP. The Kneepads, it is perfectly rolled in my honest opinion for skill power. This is really good skill power set of Kneepads. As you can see, there's Kneepads I've got which are more stronger, powerful in terms of armor, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the 10% skill power, because it is the Providence Defense set. I'm looking for the attribute of skill power, which will boost up my skill power total, and 10% skill power from the talent Empowered, which is a really, really good talent to have, and this particular Kneepad will make sure my skill power is in a really good place. As you can see, if I switch to this True Patriot one, these are the attributes of the mods, and it really nerfs my skill power down to 1338. I don't want that. I want this again to make my skill power as optimal as possible, to make sure I've got the right mods doing the right attributes for me. Okay, and the defensive protocol mod slot, really good one. 2.5% weapon damage and 1% headshot damage. And I'm wearing an ongoing directive glove, which completes the 3-piece, which again, weapon handling 20% and burn damage 25%. And in terms of the attributes on this particular glove, it's skill, power, and health. And the utility protocol mod slot is 85 skill power, burn damage, which is key, of 3.5%, and 1% increased shock duration. Finally, we're going to look at the backpack. It's the Murakami Industries backpack. It's 8% health. The attributes are bonus armor, health, and critical hit chance. And in terms of the talents, hardened, which will give you that extra 10% armor, because you need armor to succeed in conflict. You need to be as tanky as possible, in my honest opinion, as well as cater for a little bit of DPS as well. On the ropes, which is a really good talent to use for skill builds. On the ropes, weapon damage is increased by 25% while all skills are on cooldown. So once I've run out my drone, and again I've used all my chem launch, I've spammed the FIRESTARTER mod, I will have that extra 25% weapon damage, which is really, really handy. And then the most optimum skill mod I have, skill power, drone skill power, and chem launcher skill power. This gives me a better chance to use stronger mods on this build. The weapons, again, synergize exceptionally well with the build. I'm using the AUG A3 CQC, really, really good assault rifle that not many people use. I've utilised it in this build because it is fantastic, in my honest opinion. A decent amount of accuracy and stability on this particular weapon. The critical strike range is 10 to 45, which is standard for ARs. And the talents, ignited, deal plus 20% weapon damage to burning enemies. Really good. You've got the 25% burn damage, and then you've got this 20% weapon damage. You're dealing a lot of damage. You're foregoing quite a bit because of your invest into skill power, but you do have these to compensate for that. So ignited is a really good talent to use on this build. It's the go-to talent, in my honest opinion. Allegro, you want to shoot faster and quicker, so this is key on this particular weapon. And protected deploy, well equipped, this weapon grants plus 10% bonus armor while deploying a skill. That's a very, very handy talent, as always. So this, I really enjoy using this talent. I use this on most of my skill builds. And in terms of the mods, accuracy, you need the extra rounds, stability, and a big chunk of stability. I'm losing a bit of optimal range, but it is what it is. I'd rather have the stability on this weapon. My secondary is Eyeless, which is the SIG 716. Eyeless is the main talent, deal plus 20% weapon damage to blinded enemies, which is quite handy. I'm doing a base damage of 28.7k, RPM of 320, 20 in the mag. Critical strike range of 10 to 60 meters, and that's decent damage drop off, in all honesty. 2.5 seconds reload time. Eyeless is the main talent, accuracy is the passive talent, and Zen, while equipped, resting in cover for 3 seconds, removes blind and disorienting status effects. Now, in terms of the mods on this SIG 716, you've got accuracy, headshot damage, critic chance, and stability. Okay, now we'll take a look at the skills. We'll start with the drone skill first. Now, with this, you see it's got a cooldown 148.1 seconds. Health is 12,633. Duration is 231.1 seconds with a healing points of 14,437. Now, it's got a cooldown reduction of 10.6 seconds. Sorry, 10.6%. And the whole slot is an extra 14.2% armor repair, which is pretty cool. And on the feed slot, I've got 28.3% duration. So a mix of everything. So it's nice to have on the drone. And my secondary, this is what the build is all about. This is my FIRESTARTER build, because you get the burn damage from ongoing directive, and you've got the talent ignited on your AUG with the extra 20% damage. This is key to the build. You can use a turret, however you won't have the desired effect. The turrets in PvP aren't very good. In PvE they're decent. PvP I would not use them, in all honesty. But the chem launcher FIRESTARTER is a very underused and underrated skill variant to use, and that's primarily because people will use the generic chem launcher reinforcer mod, which gives you a nice sexy heal. However, we'll stop there. It will be nerfed, I guarantee it. Frederick Feinlander has said on a tweet that they're looking into it for the next patch in May that it will be nerfed. So guys, we need to rethink about how we're going to use the Chem Launcher skill variant of Reinforcer. Because at the minute it's OP. It really is really not strong. Even though they've changed it, they've changed how it works in terms of they made it more like a sticky bomb, and it's still OP. So there will be a change to this. Now, Firestarter, Chem Launcher. So 8 ammo. That's 8 from the off PvP. That's 8 launches, which is really good. And then you can spam this and it will regenerate. The cooldown is 27.8 seconds. If you die, it goes straight back to 8, which is good. The radius is 2.5 meters. The duration is 20 seconds. It is not 20 seconds, just for the record. The 20 seconds is as soon as you shoot and fire, there is that 20-second duration where you can pop, it can change to whatever weapon you have equipped, and you can shoot the cloud and it will erupt. It is not 20-second duration of fire. That is not the case at all. You're looking about a 3-second duration, not 20. So think about this when you build this, because 20-second duration of fire, that would be insane. So don't look at that. That is just 20 seconds of the purple gas which will be on the floor. Now, the explosion damage, which is why I've put some little mods on there, explosive damage on there, is 113,635. Again, you'll get that explosion and you will get your enemies on fire. Once they're on fire, there's 25% damage from the ongoing directive set, and then you've got ignited on your org, which will give you 20% weapon damage. So this is a really strong if you build it correctly, and this is how I've built it. You do not need 3k plus skill power. It is pointless in my opinion. With this, at just under 2k, this is a good point where you can be a little bit tanky, you can do some good damage given how the skills and the damage synergizes with the skills, and you'll be in a good place to be a good point, a good link in your team, rather than just being the DPS guy, which a lot of people choose to be. So this is really good. Now the mods, simply, I've just gone for ammo. Simple as that. I don't want blast radius, I don't want health, I don't want duration. What I want is ammo, so I want to spam more. So again, a minimum requirement to use free is 1147. So that's all you need, is 1147 to have 2 of these. You're in a good place to have 8 from the off. So I've just gone for a little bit more skill power for my drone to make sure that, again, I'm getting a little bit more health kick in. So 2k is a good place to be, in all honesty, for skill power. Whereas you can have that 215k armor and you can deal some okay damage as well on this build. And as soon as you get your enemies on fire, you will shred. It's really good. Okay, I'm using the survivalist specialization, which again, as I said at the start of the video, it synergizes very well with this particular build, and we'll go through it now. And the incendiary grenade applies to burn to targets within the radius. So again, org, ignited, grenades, explosive damage, grenade damage. Again, just think about very carefully how you'd play with this build. You are not the run and gun guy. Hang back a little bit, shoot from a distance, set your enemies on fire, grenade, and you will cause some serious carnage with this build. It's a very good build to have for PvP. And again, all the healing talents as well. The extra signature weapon damage, again, that applies a bleed and a burn to your opponent. So the crossbow is a really good talent to have, not just for PvP, but for PvE as well. An increased weapon damage on ARs, which is perfect. That gives you the extra 15% damage, which is nice. And also, again, as it's a team build, this is perfect. Would you run this solo in the DZ? Yeah, it can work, and I've tried it. It does work. However, it's not strong as an M60 LMG build or a Vector SMG build. It is not as strong as that. This is just a good, strong alternative, and it's good against NPCs. If you switch round the pieces and make sure you have some damaged elites on your build, which is more than viable. In fact, it's quite good. But this is for PvP. And this talent is really good. The Survivalist Tactical Link. Group members get 10% bonus damage to targets with status effects. you are spamming your Firestarter mod, and that means they're on fire, you're doing extra damage, and your teammates are doing extra damage. And given how this game is set up, is you need to out damage your opponent. This is a really, really, really good, effective build in a team. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is an alternative, something different from the norm of your generic vector build, your generic M60 build. This is a very off-meta build that can work in PvP, as we've seen in the footage. Yeah, you are a little bit squishy. Once you get to grips using the build and adapting your playstyle to this build, you will find it so much fun rolling with this. Lots of weapon damage, lots of burn damage. This is a cracking PvP build. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like, it helps the channel out. And again, if you want to see more Division 2 content and World War Z, please smash the sub button. Take it easy guys, and I'll see you in the next one.